All right, welcome to TP Time. Trip to Haiti, part 2.
Part two.
All right, part 2.
Yeah, a little French. So our trip was great. The first 3 days we went to spend there was amazing. We saw a lot of amazing things. Our Haitian brothers and sisters doing some amazing work with Mission Haiti, the organization that I serve with. But on the way back, it was a little different, right?
Yeah, on the way back we had a little detour, adventure, sidetrack, whatever you want to call it. And they always tell you when you go on mission trips to Haiti, hey, be ready. Things will change, right? We might go hiking up today, plan on this, but then it's raining, so we're going to go do something else. So you have to be flexible. Well, we had to be a little more flexible. We were ready to leave, and airport was closed for a few days. So Paul was able to tell us, hey, you get to stay a couple more days in Haiti, but he couldn't really give us an answer of exactly, well, it's tomorrow or the next day. He's like, no, we'll figure it out, and we just got to roll with it.
Yeah, it was one of the, for me, as kind of the one leading this team, is one of the worst case scenario. The best worst case scenario is what I call it.
Yeah.
Because, we're supposed to leave one day and then the airport closes and we have no clue when we're going to be able to fly back to the States, right? Safety wise, for the most part, we felt relatively pretty safe.
Yeah.
But it was that unknown of not knowing when you're going to be able to go home. It was 3 days, but at one point it could have been at least a week.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right?
For the record, I was kind of bummed.
Yeah.
We talked about in the last video staying in the moment. I had already gotten squared. I'm like, okay, it'll be Tuesday. I got this plan for this day. We're going to relax, get to have some more time, because there's that piece of when you're in Haiti, everything's a little different and you feel closer to God, right? And so that's part of that reason why it was pretty chill or calm. It was like, okay, so do you want to sit and have time to just worship God and be in connection with Him and hang out with some of your good friends, or do you want to go back to work?
Listen.
Now, granted, I know there's a lot more going on, and like you were like, hey, when are we going to leave, and feeling that responsibility part, but there's that piece of, okay, just...
He was so calm. He was so calm. Like, I think for sure you were for sure the calmest one out of all of us. And like that, I don't know if it's the therapist in you,
maybe
but
a little bit.
It came out, and he was super zen. But like, how, talk a little bit more about that, right? Where, how do you get to that point where you, even though you have a lot of appointments that you had to get to, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people rely on your services, and now you're stuck in Haiti, and you don't know when you're going to get home. Oh, and of course, Michelle, your wife, wants you back.
She wants me back right away.
Right away.
So.
But how do you stay in that moment and not get rattled, right?
Yeah, and maybe there is a little of that from being a therapist and doing therapy. I spend a lot of time helping people pay attention to what they can control and what they can't control, right? And that's kind of the essence of anxiety. Anxiety is people are trying to control stuff that they can't really control, right? There's really not a lot that you can control. And so just kind of learning is like, well, I could spend a whole bunch of time going, well, what are these people going to think if I can't get back in time? And then I got to reschedule, and then I got to work a different day, and all that can spin. And at the end of the day, I'm still in the same spot doing the same stuff. So just stay right there. It's like, it'll work out. It'll get figured out. Right? My clients be like, hey, I missed you. Are you okay? Cool. And you get back going. So part of that just is knowing what can you control and can't you control. And the Bible talks about that a lot, right? Worrying doesn't add anything or do anything. And it just makes you spin. And it didn't make the planes go any faster or slower. So it's just really trying to enjoy that moment, and kind of like we're talking about, God put you there. All right. Start looking around and figure out maybe why you were put there instead of all the reasons why you shouldn't be there. Right. And even part of that is like, why were you put there? I met a guy at the hotel who likes to play ping pong, who coaches kids in soccer, and I'm like, wow, that's pretty cool. That was not just luck, right? So I can focus on that and spend that time. Hey, that's pretty cool. I'm going to talk to this guy, learn a little bit more about that. Or I can sit and stew about all the things that are not going right.
That's a great reminder to not let the anxiety take over, right? To be in the moment and to enjoy the time, even though I for sure spun a little bit.
Well, and I had a moment or two too. It was like, man, this is getting a little bit longer. And what was weird is the part for me that was spinning is when it kept changing. Well, maybe it could be this. Oh, okay, well, then I'll set my plan for that. Oh, maybe it's this. Oh, okay. And then that is like, I was getting a little spin. I'm like, man, just go with it. We'll figure it out. And there's that trust, because I know you're working on stuff and doing things, and which is why we got out sooner than we did. You went down and like, oh, the airport's open. Okay, well, let's go.
Let's go. It was go time. But, I keep on repeating this, that it was probably the best worst case scenario just because of the people we were with.
Right.
You and the rest of the crew did such a good job with keeping your spirits up. So
how was it for you when you're feeling like you're responsible and I'm trying to get these guys home? And we talked about in the other episode that you're working, right?
Yeah.
We're kind of on a mission trip and we're in a different frame of mind than you are. You're working and trying to solve problems and do that, and trying to solve problems that you couldn't solve.
Mm-hmm.
How did you cope and handle that?
For me, it was a blessing to have Brianna with us, who also works for Mission Haiti. So she was more of the fun police, or the chill one, getting you guys and coming with games and working out and things like that, right? While I could focus on getting us home. But one of the big things was making sure that you guys were informed, right? Mm-hmm. That you guys knew that we were safe where we were, that we were working on things. And even though plans changed and it sucked when we thought we were going to go home earlier and find out that we probably are not going to get home earlier, just making sure that you guys know what's going on.
Yeah.
So that you can know, hey, like, things are working, things are not working, things are working. Just to be transparent with you guys, I think is one of the biggest things that I try to do.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, the amazing things that I saw in it, yes, we're there for 3 days, but we're able to give business to that hotel for 3 days. And the people working there were so amazing. They were so not glad that we were stuck, but glad that we were there. And just from talking with them, you can sense the joy and also empathy of us being stuck there.
Yeah, there's a little bit of that. Talk about Haiti, it's kind of hard and tough times. Is the hotel that we're at, I would guess normally is serving the community and people, but when gas and different things are really expensive, I'm not sure. I think we were the only ones there. Maybe there was one or two other people there, but
yeah, there was one other
person. But yeah, they were super excited to serve and help and have us there. And there's that piece of like, okay, there's another, stay in that moment and serve, and to kind of look at it as like, hopefully we helped them out with some of their bills and finances as well.
We did. So you're supposed to be in Haiti for 3 nights. You were there for 6 nights instead. Your flight got canceled. You're never going back, right?
I'm going back as soon as you'll let me.
That guy, Glenn, for punishment.
Yeah.
Not punishment.
I want to go
amazing.
back. Yeah.
It was.
I want to go back.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. And
the tricky part is I have to bug Paul. It's like, hey, I want to go, but I realize there is a list, and other people get to go too. But hopefully, my name's always up on there.
It is.
I like going.
It is up on there, and we love you there. And and again, had such great attitudes. I think something that could have been so much worse. Mm-hmm. We saw so many amazing ways that God continues to move, even in tough situations. So overall, it was a great trip.
Awesome. I want to go back, and it's fun to serve God, and it's fun to be close to God.
Yeah.
And so if you guys have ideas or ways to help me and maybe Paul stay close to God when we're not on mission trips, let us know, because that is no better feeling than knowing God's got you and you're right by him.
Amen. All righty.
All right. Till next time.
Till next time. And are they okay?
Ours are okay. Oh.
That's
and you're okay with my tagline.
That's
right?
your tagline.
I'm still not adjusted back to where we're at, right? I'm so used to like, right, you're okay. I spent the whole week feeling totally okay.
Yeah.
And so thanks. And remember, you're okay. That's awesome.